another thing that really happened around the same time you were transitioning from Smitty's is you went through Leadership Midland. Now, I went through the Leadership Midland program as well. And I know you went through in 2015. What was that kind of like for you? And how did that really mold your idea of really community involvement and maybe the way we collaborate here in our community?
Yeah, two things come to mind there. One, I knew that the Leadership Midland program was going to be a lot about learning and understanding the assets that we have in Midland. And I thought, well, I've lived in Midland my whole life, at least Midland County, been around Midland my whole life. So what possibly could I learn at this point? I was probably mid 40s when I went through, right? So I'm thinking, I know Midland pretty well. Well, that pre-homework that you do teaches you a lot about really the assets that are here. Really the things like, what is it like to ride dial-a-ride? What is it like to have to call them, stand outside and wait for a ride, get on the bus, ride around past where you need to get dropped off? And I walked away from that pre-homework portion of the class with, again, a greater appreciation for, one, the struggles that people go through, and two, what we have for assets.
Yeah.
So then we dive into that weekend, and it was probably, the intensity of the 3 days was probably a little bit easier for me just because basic training, going to annual training every year in the National Guard, short, condensed, that's pretty easy for me. But what I loved was that it'd been so long and so far removed from my time in the military where I saw a small group of people bond over the course of 3 days to where you got to day 3 and you're like, these are my people.
Yeah. It's like family almost.
Yeah. This is my tribe, right?
Yeah.
These are the people that when I'm in a jam in the community and I need, where's this asset? Where's this resource? Where's this thing? These are the people I'm going to call. And, that was really, really impactful for me. And it caused me to want to stay involved in the Alumni Association and then become a member of the board of directors for Leadership Midland Alumni Association. And so I stayed really, really involved through that and continued to grow my tribe through being in the Alumni Association and seeing all the subsequent classes that came after mine. And, now it's an incredible network.
It really is. And it just shows you what's possible when people are willing to work together and step up and kind of put aside their own silos and say, what can we do for the greater good of this community? And when that happens, true magic can occur. And we want to be a beacon for our region that this can be the type of place where we can continue to step up for one another and we can show, hey, we might not be able to solve, as you said, our nationwide problems. We might not be able to solve our statewide problems. And honestly, as a region, we're only one component of it. But how can we be an example of what's possible? And I really look forward to seeing our community grow. And as we have leaders grow, I think you're an awesome example for someone like myself to look up to say, hey, like, how can I step up and make a difference in the community? And that's why I think this conversation is so important and what we're doing today is so important.